Hello, I'm Luke Hatfield. I'm joined by our Wolves correspondent here at the Express and Star, Mr. Tim Spears. Tim, you were at the FA Cup game against Swansea over the weekend. One man who was brought in and he did fairly well until he was hooked off was Morgan Gibbs-White. Yeah,
he did do very well actually. Very impressive performance. His first of the season as well. First time we've seen him. And he looks a different player to me. I mean, you know, there was a lot of hype around Morgan when he came into the team exactly a year ago, which was he made his debut in the third round of the FA Cup last year away at Stoke, and a lot of hype around him because he was one of the youngest players in Wolves' history, 16 at the time. And Paul Lambert played him fairly regularly. I think he made 8 or 9 appearances for the rest of that season. But it was just kind of flashes here or there of what we all kind of hope to see from Morgan in the future. Which, you know, as a 16-year-old, you know, that's the most you can ask for, I think. Yeah. But I think on Saturday, after 6 months away, it was his first kind of complete performance, even though it was only a half. He was dominant, really, in a role we haven't seen him in before. I was kind of wondering where he would fit into Nuno's 3-4-3 formation. Would he be one of the two kind of wingers or forwards either side, or would he fit into central midfield? And he did, and he was sort of in the Neves role, albeit one that he was getting forward into the box. I mean, he had a great chance to score as well. Got into the box a couple of times, nice little burst in late runs, but also did well in a deep position as well, and kind of ran the midfield and was constantly demanding the ball, constantly getting his head up and looking to play his teammates in. There was one gorgeous chip over the defence for Helder Costa. So it was a bit of an all-action performance, but he looked very assured, very confident. He looks like he's grown up a lot since he won the World Cup. He was there with England in India when they won the Under-17 World Cup, and he looks like he's benefited A from that and B from training with Nuno's first team. So it was just a real shame he got taken off. I understand the tactical switch, and to be fair, Alfred Ndiaye was magnificent in central midfield thereafter, kind of doing the role of 2 men, and probably had his best game in a Wolves shirt. As did Gibbs-White. I thought it was his best performance that we've seen from him so far. Yeah,
and obviously Nuno has sent out a number of players on loan already this January. I mean, can we expect to see Morgan possibly heading out, or is he one which Nuno would like to keep?
I don't think so. Yeah, so 3 have gone already. Conor Ronan, Sylvain Delande and Prince Onyege have all gone. Jack Price, maybe the next to go, albeit on a permanent deal. Lee Evans as well. And then Michael Zyro, Ben Marshall. It's turning into a bit of an exodus this month. I wouldn't expect Morgan Gibbs-White to be on that list. I'd expect him to be in the first team for the replay at Swansea next week. And judging on what we saw on Saturday against an accomplished midfield, I mean, Swansea had Renato Sanchez and Leroy Fer in central midfield. I mean, there's an awful lot of quality in there. I know Sanchez went off in the first half, but then they brought on Tom Carroll. So Morgan more than held his own against very accomplished Premier League players. So the fact he's done that, I think Nuno will be deeply impressed by what he saw, and we could see more of him in the first team this season. Like I said, I certainly expect him to play at Swansea in the replay, and if Nuno was suitably impressed, which I'm sure he will have been, then we may see Gibbs-White, I mean, he's been on the bench a couple of times recently, but we may see him more involved in the first team in the Championship as well this season.
Well, let's hope so. So Morgan Gibbs-White, certainly one for the future at Wolves, and one who we may see survive the exodus going on this January. For the latest at Wolves, make sure you stick with us at expressandstar.com.